Hello and welcome to Kyzer Software's podcast series. Here we will deep dive into various banking and financial institution automations and regulatory challenges handled by Kyzer across leading Indian and multinational banks. I am the host Nalini Rao, and today we will discuss about Kyzer's key performance domain of trade finance, regulatory reporting and its compliances, and how they address these challenges. Welcome to our podcast session today. The objective of today's podcast is to raise awareness about growing technology and regulatory challenges faced by banks and FIs and to explore relevant solutions. I am joined here today by Kyzers Software's Chief Executive Officer, Mr. Erhard Rodrigues. He is a very senior banking professional with 30 years of proven track record in transaction banking operations, that is, trade finance and cash management, client servicing, and change management. He is a turnaround specialist in international banks like Citibank and Deutsche, with a large shared services presence and managing large trade and cash operations teams efficiently with an excellent understanding of business and operational risk and their mitigants. Mr. Erhard, we are glad to have you today for our session.
Thank you for having me, Nalini. It's a pleasure to be here.
So let's start with the basics. Can you explain to our listeners what trade finance is?
Sure. Trade finance is a way of financing the movement of goods from one place to another. It's a way for companies to get financial support they need to do business locally and internationally without having actually to worry about the risk and uncertainties involved in these transactions. It's also a way to ensure that money keeps flowing even when goods are moving locally and across borders.
That's interesting. Can you give me an example of how trade finance works in practice?
Sure. Imagine that you own a company that sells products to customers in other countries. When you send your products overseas, you may not get paid right away. This can be a problem, especially if you need that money to pay for the production of more products. Trade finance helps solve this problem by providing financing for the transaction. This can include things like providing a letter of credit, which guarantees payment to the seller once certain conditions are met, or providing loans to help cover the cost of production or transportation.
I see. How important is trade finance in today's global environment?
Well, trade finance is an essential component of today's global economy as it enables businesses to manage the risk involved in domestic as well as international trade across working capital and expand their operations globally. It helps to facilitate trade transactions between buyers and sellers locally and across different countries and supports economic growth and development by providing crucial financial support. Without trade finance, many businesses would struggle to compete in the global marketplace, and international trade would be much more challenging and risky.
That's a great point, in fact. Are there any challenges to this?
Definitely. There are challenges in handling trade finance transactions, and banks do face quite a few of them while handling the processing of these transactions. So some of them are, regulatory compliance. Banks have to comply with a web of international regulations when processing trade transactions, which can create compliance risk and lead to additional costs. The second one would be, high volume of transactions. Banks have to handle high volume of trade finance transactions, which can make it difficult to process it efficiently and accurately. Lack of standardization in trade finance documents and processes is also another challenge, which can create inconsistencies and inefficiencies in the processing of these types of transactions. Then there is, limited access to information. Banks have often faced challenges in obtaining and verifying the information required to process these types of transactions, which can lead to delays and errors. The other one would be, transactions, trade finance transactions, which are vulnerable to money laundering and other financial crimes, which can create compliance risk and also damage the reputation of banks. And the last one, in my opinion, would be, the shortage of skilled staff. There is a shortage of skilled professionals in the trade finance field and in trade finance operations, which can make it very difficult for banks to actually find that expertise to manage these types of complex transactions. So these challenges can make it very difficult for banks to provide financing and services that businesses need to support their international trade activities, and can also create inefficiencies and delays in trade finance operations.
That's a very wonderful explanation. How would you explain the effort that Kyzer is doing to resolve this challenge?
Well, Kyzer Software is a trusted name in banking automation, most specifically in trade finance processing as well as in compliance and regulatory reporting. We are actively engaged in shaping and the development of an integrated platform that truly digitizes the trade flow from an end-to-end perspective. This framework supports both the decentralized and the centralized processing modules. So it has three components, which is the Trade Connect, that is our customer portal, the Trade Zone, which is an exclusive trade finance workflow, and a scalable regulatory reporting management suite of solutions. So let's talk about the customer portal, and let's talk about these components one by one. So the customer portal is a digital customer interface offered with the internet banking integration to automate manual and repetitive trade transaction requests, regulatory management, and document submission tasks. So the portal basically enables the interpretation of trade product data inputs, interaction with your other workflow systems and your other CBSs without human intervention. So coming to the second one would be Trade Zone, which is our exclusive trade finance workflow that offers banks a complete trade platform for customer connect, business and operational service transformation. And it has features like, creating multiple workflows, document indexing, digital checklist, exception and discrepancy management, client profiling. It has smart dashboards and real-time alerts and notifications. This solution can also integrate with your third-party applications, your CBSs, the correspondent banking applications like Flex, T24, Finacle. It can also integrate with Swift as well as with other treasury applications. This solution really improves scalability, compliance, eliminates manual intervention, and is fit for banks that would like to manage and monitor their trade finance transactions on a single dashboard and have a solution that is customized and configured as per their requirements. The third suite of products would be the Scalable Regulatory Management Suite, which is a solution. The suite of solutions is a new integrated trade and reporting ecosystem connecting the customer portal, the Trade Zone enabling the sharing of electronic data inputs between banks and regulators, and this ensures a very accurate and overall compliance in the reporting field. This suite has solutions like your IEDPMS, reporting, your FETRs, your liberalized remittance scheme solution, your DRI reporting, your CBWTR reportings, your RBI FATF reportings, the DGF EBRC realization certificates to be issued, as well as your trade-based money laundering, which is a bespoke solution that we offer. So, in short, Kyzer Software has developed simple but intelligent products and solutions that can actually deliver sustainable enhancements in the financial data accuracy, process control, operational efficiency, and regulatory reporting, all of which are very central to meeting the bank's regulatory expectations. These comprehensive products and solutions are actually scalable and replicable across multiple banks. So actually, I always say the Kyzer is making trade finance processing easier, faster, and better.
Very well said, Erhard. So, thank you so much for this short and brief, insight on trade finance and the regulatory challenges around it, and a wonderful insight into the Kyzers product line that is currently being offered. It's been a fantastic discussion.
Thank you for having me, Nalini. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.